Karma will only play a role at the Vyavharik level, at the transactional reality level, yeah, where I take the stand as body, mind, knowingly. I have to take care of the body, I have to do this, I have to do that, the transactional level of the world. Right now, you and I are interacting. Yeah, you're asking me a question. This is happening at a transactional level for you. Yes, so it is happening at a Vyavharik level. So karma plays a role only at this Vyavharik level, and at Pratibhasik level, karma just shows you images. Many karmas get released in the form of images in the night, in dreams. Yeah. So it only plays a role at these two levels, Vyavharik and Pratibhasik. Yeah. At Vyavharik level, because of transactions with the world, you create karmas and you experience the karma phalam because you've taken the stand as the body mind. At the Pratibhasik level, where you are just dreaming, lots of karmas get released in the form of images. Yeah, you wanted to have pizza during the day. You did not get a chance to have pizza. What happens in the night in your dream? You're having pizza. Yeah, that karma got released. Yeah, so karma only plays a role at these levels because I have assumed myself to be a body and mind, and I have assumed doership. Yes, because I assume doership, I also assume experiencership. Assuming doership is creating karma, assuming experienship is experiencing karma phalam. Again, assuming doership is creating karma, assuming experiencership is experiencing karma phalam. Whatever karma phalam I am experiencing, I believe that, oh, I am suffering or I am enjoying. I has become my wrong identity when I have identified with the body, mind, and senses. So karma plays a role at that level. Now, shift your perspective from this to the paramarthic level. Right now, take a stand as the awareness. What happens? Is there any I there? When there is no I, is there a doer? Can there be a doer? Can there be an experiencer? Right there you see it. There is no doer, there is no experiencer. So there is no karma, there is no karma phalam at the level of the witness or the level of the awareness. Yeah, the witness completely collapses and abides in its own nature. When it abides in its own nature, it is called pure consciousness. You go beyond the story creation tendency of the mind. The story creation tendency is actually what is karma. Yes, only when karma is created, karma phalam comes my way. Karma phalam is the fruit of action. Karma is the story in my mind. Yes. Because the story is created, its effects are also experienced. The effect is karma phalam. Now, this story causes my world to appear. My story creation tendency creates my world. It makes my world appear. It makes my world multiply. The proliferation in my world is because of my story creation. The diversity in my world is because of the creation in my own mind. Some of us might think, oh, something very bad happened in my life. How did that happen? Is that my creation? I understand you might need a little bit of sensitive talk, a little bit of healing at that level. I can work with you. I can come down to the Vyavharik level and work with you at the level of the body and mind. But finally, when you graduate back up to the paramarthic level and you recognize, yes, I am the awareness and I am the consciousness. There is nothing outside my consciousness. So there is no devil sitting up there in the sky who put this negativity in my world. It is created by my own thought. My thought pattern is either a craving or an aversion. A craving not necessarily attracts everything in my life. Similarly, an aversion does not necessarily push away everything in my life. It could be the reverse. If I'm averse to something because I'm giving it so much energy, that actually gets attracted in my life. Yes, that's how some negative things can become a part of our world. Even though I feel that it is not a story I have created, my aversion to something like that, my disdain of something like that. Yeah. We don't have the memory of what we were 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, what my mind had craved for, what it was averse to, what stories were created. Yes? So recognize this truth that we all live in a privately created world. It is a world of imaginations. Each one of us has this individual bubble. Varenya has his own bubble. Shailaja has her own bubble. Paulina has her own bubble. Each one of us has an individual bubble we live in. It is a personal world. When we are stuck in that story creation, karma applies there. Yeah? I've done the same contemplation recording today. That's why this book is sitting here actually. Should I read it out to you? Do you have the book? I'll give you a moment if you have the book to pick it up. If you have the book, page 15. Come to the middle of the page, a little lower than the middle of the page 15. To the question where he asks, are you not immersed timelessly in an abstraction? Did you find it, everybody? Those who don't have the book, that's fine. I'll read it very slowly. Yeah, why is he asking this question? Are you not immersed timelessly in an abstraction? An abstraction means your own world of ideas. Yeah, because Nisargadatta Maharaj is saying exactly what I have been telling you right now. That you've created your own bubble and you're living in your own world. Yeah, so he's talking like that. So the person is saying, are you sure you're not creating stories? Alice in Wonderland stories? Yeah. So Nisargadatta Maharaj says, abstraction is mental and verbal and disappears in sleep or swoon. It reappears in time. I am in my own state, Swarupa, timelessly. I am in the now. Past and future are in the mind only. I am now. So the questioner says, the world too is now. Remember, we are continuing the conversation that we had about the private world. So he's saying the world too is now. He says, which world? Maharaj is asking, which world? Questioner says, the world around us. This world of people, situations and things, the world around us. So Maharaj says, it is your world you have in mind, not mine. What do you know of me? When even my talk with you is in your world only. You have no reason to believe that my world is identical with yours. My world is real, true, as it is perceived. Do you get it? Real, true, as it is perceived. While yours appears and disappears according to the state of your mind. Your world is something alien and you are afraid of it. My world is myself. I am at home. Okay. So the questioner says, if you are the world, how can you be conscious of it? Is not the subject of consciousness different from its object? What level is this questioner at? Advaita level? 1. It is so clear. I'll read the question again and you see, is he at Advaita level 1, 2 or 3? The question is, if you are the world, how can you be conscious of it? Is not the subject of consciousness different from its object? So he's in duality, subject and object. Got it? That's your clue. He's at Advaita level 1. So Maharaj says, consciousness and the world appear and disappear together. Hence, they are two aspects of the same state. So what level is Maharaj talking at? Advaita level 2. That is the real teacher. He sees that the questioner is at Advaita level 1 and he tries to pull him up to Advaita level 2. Yeah? Real teacher, true teacher. He sees if you are at 2, he'll help you come up to 3. So the questioner says, in sleep, I am not. And the world continues. Maharaj says, how do you know? How do you know? So the questioner says, on waking up, I come to know. My memory tells me. You also have the same thing. I wake up in the morning and my memory tells me that I was not there in deep sleep. Yeah. So Maharaj says, memory is in the mind. The mind continues in sleep. So questioner says, so what if it continues in sleep? It is partly in abeyance. What is abeyance? It is suspended, not in use. Yeah. So Maharaj says, but its world picture is not affected. Why? It is just like you pause a video. What happens when you pause a video? Everything is exactly like that. When you play it, it's going to play the same. Yes? That's how the mind is in deep sleep. It is only on pause. Its world picture stays the same. It is not affected. Yeah? As long as the mind is there, your body and your world are there. Your world is mind-made, subjective, enclosed within the mind, fragmentary, temporary, personal, hanging on the thread of memory. I love the way he explains it. That is the way your world is. Yeah, please contemplate on this paragraph today. Is my world really hanging on the thread of memory? Is it fragmentary? Is it personal? Yeah. Is it subjective? Okay. So the questioner says, so is yours. Yeah. Remember, he's Dvaitin, he's at level 1. Huh? So he says, so is yours. So Maharaj says, oh no, I live in a world of realities, while yours is of imaginings. Please highlight this. He's talking to you. Yeah? I live in a world of realities while yours is of imaginings or imaginations. Your world is personal, private, unshareable, intimately your own. Nobody can enter it. Nobody can see as you see. Nobody can hear as you hear. Nobody can feel your emotions. Nobody can think your thoughts. In your world, you are truly alone. You are enclosed in your ever-changing dream, which you take for life. My world is an open world, common to all, accessible to all. In my world, there is community, insight, love, real quality. The individual is the totality in the individual. All are one and the one is all. So where does Maharaj live? Which world? Is the witness, as the awareness. The awareness, the witness, the consciousness is accessible to all. It's not personal. It's accessible to all. There's a sense of community there. Insights happen in awareness. Yeah? There is real love there. Yes? All are one there. And the one is all. Yeah? He's constantly there. Yeah? He just sees actions of these body just happening on their own. Because he's become very clear, just like we said today, that a thought is not the thinker. A thought is not chosen. It is not chosen, I will choose this thought versus that thought. Exactly the same thing applies to perception. I don't choose this action over that action. I don't do this or I don't do that. There is no doership. There is no experiencership. Yeah? If this is very clear, the last paragraph will be very clear to you. Question. Is your world full of things and people as is mine? He got totally confused, after Maharaj's response. So Maharaj says, no, it is full of myself. When you are at Advaita level 3, you see it. It is full of myself. There is just the awareness, the consciousness, in which there are waves of appearances that arise and fall. And at the end of the day, my consciousness halts. Next morning again there is the consciousness. There is only consciousness. There is only myself. Yes. How many of us have understood this experientially? Super. Pat yourself on the back from my side. Yeah. Great job done. Amazing to get here. Amazing. The world is full of myself. Yeah. So the questioner gets even more confused and says, but do you see and hear as we do? So Maharaj answers, yes, I appear to hear and see and talk and act, but to me it just happens. As to you, digestion or perspiration happens. Are you aware of digestion? Are you aware of perspiration? It's just a function which is happening. Yes? I'm not doing it. I'm not even experiencing it. It's just there. It's just happening. Exactly like that, Maharaj sees, hears, speaks, does actions in the world. They are just happening automatically. How can they happen automatically? Because he has reached that clarity. That thought arises on its own. I do not do anything. Similarly, perception, which is this person, this thing, this event, this situation, this action required from this body, all these arise on their own. I do not do anything and I do not even experience anything. Very clear? I'll read that sentence again. Yes, I appear to hear and see and talk and act, but to me it just happens. As to you, digestion or perspiration happens. The body-mind machine looks after it, but leaves me out of it. Just as you do not need to worry about growing hair, so I need not worry about words and actions. They just happen and leave me unconcerned. For in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. In my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Beautiful, no? It's Advaita level 3. There is no creation. Brahman Satyam, Jagat Mithya. The Brahman is the only truth. The creation is an illusion. It is all myself. In my world, there is only myself. Only I. That is the meaning of I am. Yeah, if you do more Nisargadatta Maharaj's chapters ahead, he will talk about I am and the meditation on I am. Yeah, so that is the meaning of I am. Now just be with this beautiful realization. If nothing else, take back this understanding. My world is full of myself. Can I explore this? Can I reach this understanding? My world is full of myself. Not my body, not my mind, not my beloved people, not my objects that I possess. No, we're not talking about all those things. Yeah, the world is full of myself. Yeah? Explore, go within. Yeah? This is the best thing that you can gift yourself. There's nothing in the world more precious, more beautiful. Not $1 billion are as delicious as finding this truth. Yeah. So find that truth, and it is right here. You don't need to go out to get it, it's here.